Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Janelle Samora, and this is Scent Talk from my closet, the fragrance closet. And on this channel, we go over all things fragrance. If it is your first time watching, I do like to focus on one perfume house or topic at a time. And right now, we're covering vanilla and gourmand fragrances. I have a couple of my top buys from 2023. They are vanilla and they are gourmand. Right here, we have Jolie Serchinil Aqua, MORPH DISUMANO, and Private Mood So Vanilla. Couple of my top buys for this year. For the review, we are going over a couple of vanilla-scented fragrances by the perfumer Lorenzo Pazzaglia. Now, this perfumer was a renowned chef, and his most favorite or famous plate was the carbonara. He actually has a fragrance named Carbonara. I am really interested in getting a hold of a sampler set for the house because there are so many fragrances that are piquing my interest, especially after trying the two that I already have. If this is something you're interested in, go ahead and continue watching. Consider hitting that subscription button and the bell so you'll be notified to new videos. Okay, for today, you guys, I'm a little excited. We have Van Exstasy and we have Van Py Rum. Now, both of these fragrances have vanilla in their top, mid, and base. Lots of vanilla going on here. Naturally, I wanted to know what kind of spin did this perfumer put on vanilla? And then being a chef, I thought he must know his gourmands. I'm actually really interested in trying his latest release called Sugar Kisses. It is set to smell in the vicinity of Escapade Gourmand, which amaze. I love it. I love Escapade Gourmand. She's up there. She was also, or was she a 2022 buy? I think she was a 2022 purchase. But anyways, getting off topic here, let's start off with Van Exstasy. Now, this is a 2022 release, and in the top, we have Bourbon Vanilla, Madagascar, Tahitian Vanilla, Black Vanilla. In the mid, we have Vanilla Island, White Flowers, and Caramel. In the base, Agarwood, which is oud, Pure Vanilla Pod, Tonka Bean, and Black Vanilla. I will just go out and say it. I do not pick up a single note of agarwood. I do not pick out any woody tones in any of the fragrance wear whatsoever in the top, mid, or base. And also, I do pick out a note that is not listed. When I spray the fragrance on myself here, I do have a sample that I acquired from Lucky Scent when I purchased my full bottle of So Vanilla. That's where I got the fragrance samples from. They do come in dabber. I said this before, but I feel like it's important to mention, you guys, especially with fragrances like this. This fragrance, in my opinion, needs to be atomized. It needs to be sprayed to get its full potential, its full beauty. I did utilize my dabber that I got from Lucky Scent on my skin the night before just to see what it was giving. And I couldn't appreciate it. I was just like, okay, I smell vanilla, you know? So pouring it in a sprayer and actually being able to spray the fragrance and atomize it is just a world of difference. That's how I personally enjoy exploring my fragrances. So when I first sprayed it, I was like, oh, I'm getting something that I didn't get when I tried the dabber. I'm getting a hint of cacao. I am getting chocolate tones. I am getting Betty Crocker, chocolate cake in the powder form. And I'm also getting, if you've ever smelled the fragrance here by Arte Profumi, which is another Italian niche brand called Bisqui or Biscrit. Gosh, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a biscuit in French. Bisquit. This is a sample here. It smells so identical to the chocolate that I pick up in this fragrance. Now, this fragrance is all chocolate and a little bit of vanilla, while Van Exstasy is a lot of vanilla and just a hint of that cacao. Now, I do get that chocolate nuance through the opening, And I also get it leading into the mid and in the heart of the wear. It follows me all the way into the dry down. Once we do get to that dry down, it starts to taper off. I can no longer detect the chocolate, the cacao. In the fragrance notes, we have white flowers. I never pick those up. As we're leading from the mid to the base, I actually get a caramel tone, which is definitely in the mid notes. Now, this caramel mixed with this all of these vanillas lead my nose, and I know I know it's been said in some reviews and other people's are like, there is no way these two fragrances are alike. Bianco Latte, the way that the caramel and the vanilla dance around in this fragrance smells so similar to Van Extasy's. Just the vanilla and the caramel. You guys, in Bianco Latte, we have lactonic notes. We have some musk. We have an airy tone to it. We have a huge lactonic feel as well. We don't get any of that in Van Ecstasy. But the scent that gets wafted at you when the vanilla is dancing with the caramel in Van Ecstasies just completely reminded me of Bianco Latte's caramel vanilla just tone. So for that reason, I think some people who maybe that's all that they can perceive is the vanilla and caramel tones. They don't get that opening of the cacao. They don't get the transitions. Maybe they just don't perceive it that way. They think, oh, that just smells exactly like Bianco Latte. And it does, but it doesn't. They are two very different fragrances. But definitely the way that the vanilla and the caramel just the way that I perceive them in both of these fragrances is darn near exact. I was sitting there today because I love reviewing fragrances when I wear it that day because it's so fresh in my mind. My goodness. It's just, oh, it's just here still, by the way. Really strong fragrance. This Van Ecstasy. The way that it just comes in waves. And the sillage and the projection is amazing for Van Ecstasies. So other people around you are going to be asking, where are the cookies? Where are the chocolate chip cookies? That is how they perceive the fragrance. I love when my vanilla radiates chocolate chip cookies. That's one of my favorite ways to bless the people around me. And myself, the scent bubble was amazing. This was a 12 out of 10 enjoyability fragrance. The vanilla, oh, and that is just what the perfumer just outdid himself here. So mouth-watering and so unique at the same time. Like I'm saying, yes, it does remind me of Bianco Latte. The chocolate does remind me of Arte Perfumes Biscuit, but you know, they're not exact. It's its own fragrance. Okay, so I mentioned now the longevity is nuclear. It's going to be on your clothes, it's even still on my skin. I can smell it. I sprayed over here. Oh, I can smell it on my shoulder, like on my skin. The fragrance is still there. So that's really, really nice to be able to enjoy something that is this good to you the entire day. And then, like I said, less people around you. It's got amazing sillage and projection as well. This is on my list. This is going to be one of those that I kind of scope out and see, I want to explore the rest of the brand, of course, and see if which ones are going to be full bottle worthy from the brand. Van, Van Ecstasies is definitely full bottle worthy for me. I don't think I left anything out. I mentioned the caramel and the vanilla. Yeah, it's a beautiful fragrance. I smelled it the entire day. 10 out of 10 all the way around. So that was Van Ecstasies. Next we have Van Py Rum. Now, are they blind by worthy fragrances? Van Ecstasies, I would say you were pretty safe if you love vanilla and gourmands. You're pretty darn safe. Van Py Rum, I think, is a work of art. I think this fragrance is challenging, in my personal opinion, the way that it wore on me. Did I still appreciate it? Yes, I ended up appreciating it. I had to give this one two different go rounds, or maybe three. I gave the dabber, which really wasn't giving me much, again. But then when I sprayed it, I will not lie, I was a bit put off at the beginning. I was like, what is this? Where is all the vanilla? Oh my gosh, there it is. It is a beautiful dry down, you guys. Oh, I passed this fragrance off just way too soon. Py Rum, you guys, it has in it bourbon vanilla, Madagascar vanilla, Tahitian vanilla, and then rum and tonka bean. In the mid, we have vanilla, caramel, patchouli, white flowers, and in the base, black vanilla husk, rum, Indonesian patchouli leaf, and agarwood or oud. I can detect the oud in Py Rum. I did not particularly enjoy the opening. The dry down is gorgeous. I have it on my skin right now. I will say that the dry down to Py Rum was a little softer compared to its opening than Van Extasy's. Van Extasy's is just pow all day long, and I enjoyed every single stage, so maybe I kind of shy away from the opening of Py Rum. Very artistic, okay? So the opening here is like, oh, is like I literally spilled rum on me. I spilled alcohol. I got a little bit of that on my tongue and it's tingling. Oh, like I spilled alcohol, definitely. And I'm kicking it around on the ground, um, in the leaves, in the dirt, in the soil. The soil to me, I just picture a dark, dark soil. And that is the opening for Py Rum for me. Just so dark, kind of wet, dark, wet. There's leaves. I don't know if you've ever, played hide and go seek when you were younger or even recently, and it's just rained, and the soil is kind of moist. And let's say you trip and you get your hands stuck in the soil, in the just rained on soil, and then it stays under your nail and you can still smell it. That is what I smell on my skin. It just takes me right back to hide and go seek and soil. A bit medicinal as well. The oud that I'm picking out in the fragrance is medicinal, and the patchouli to me is very, very earthy. This is an earthy patchouli. That's how it comes across. I don't ever get the white, like a distinct white floral. I don't in the fragrance. Now the dry down takes hours to get to where I'm just like, there is the vanilla. I do detect the bourbon in the way opening and the rum. The bourbon vanilla, very, very boozy. And the rum, of course, very boozy. But when we get to this dry down is where it wins me over and I'm like, oh gosh, I almost just completely passed you off. This brings to mind Adam's Family. Yes, vampire rum. No, vampire vibes. Just dark and interesting, mysterious, alluring for certain. If you're not a fan of the gourmand edible smelling vanilla that is in here in the way dry down, then once you get there after all the interesting artistic approach to getting there, then you're gonna be pretty disappointed. I would say. You're gonna be like, where did the darkness go? And now it's just vanilla. Well, I love it. I have the dry down over here of the Vampire Rum, and it is wonderful. I decided to spray it on my left side the minute that I got home, so that I could, and it's been a good, oh, it's been quite a few hours already actually since I got home. So, it's dry over here. Oh, and I sprayed it right in here. That's vanilla. It is just vanilla. Now if I were to get brave and try, I still have enough, like spray it all over, I can almost assure you that it's going to give me the same just alluring, beautiful, dry down of vanilla that Van Exstasy did. The projection is what I'm saying. Because right now I only sprayed a little, so I have to go like that to be able to perceive it on my skin, but it's there. And I bet that's what it projects. Not sure though, if I'd be interested in owning such a quirky composition for my personal preferences and likes, and tastes. This would be something that I would probably apply a couple hours before leaving the house so that people aren't looking, for the wet soil or the mud possibly that they think they might have stepped in. Because I'm assuming if I can perceive that, if I can smell it, then can the people around me smell that? You know, very artistic. My goodness, super artistic. Maybe the peoples around me can just smell wood. I didn't ask anybody today about that. I haven't asked anyone what they perceive. But I can't imagine it would be any different, honestly, than what I am perceiving. It's so, so interesting. Very dark, very mysterious at the beginning. Then it dries down to that, beautiful vanilla. If anything, oh, there's just checked out on me. If anything, I think that this would be one that you could definitely sample, you guys. Okay, I'm being kicked out by my lights. They're telling me, okay, time's up. That's enough Van Py Rum. Or I want to call it Van Py Rum. That was it for the review, you guys. I hope that I made myself, pretty clear on how the fragrances smelled. Really nice and strong. I can foresee it going also the distance, this Van Py Rum. Not my personal cup of tea in the beginning, and going into the mid either, but the dry down was it, or is it. It's still here. Okay, guys, gotta go, but that was it. Stay tuned. We will explore this house. This was an interesting day, very enjoyable. Plenty of compliments. Oh, did we get compliments? Where are the vanilla cookies? What is that beautiful smell? Oh, you smell so good. It's like, yes, I'm enjoying it, and I'm happy that you are too. All right, y'all have a blessed rest of your day, your night, or your evening, and you stay safe.